It's officially planning season and I have solidified my planning system for 2025. So I want to share with you all what planner system I'm going to be using in 2025, aka what planners I'm going to be using in 2025. But I also want to share what I used in 2024, what didn't work that I'm not bringing with me into 2025, and obviously what did work and what I am bringing with me to 2025. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Planning season is among us. It is one of my favorite times of the year and it's time to talk all things planners. So I am pretty sure I've been doing one of these videos for as long as I've been on YouTube, so for several years. This year is no different. I think you would have to pry a planner from my cold hands. That's how badly a planner and me go together. So I have my planner stack from 2024 here and my planner stack from 2025 here. We need to find us an angle and hop into these flip throughs so we can talk all things planning. I'm gonna grab me a tea and I'll probably light a candle and just set the vibes. We don't have much time because, you know, daylight savings time, and I'm racing against the clock because I don't use artificial lighting, so I gotta rely on the sun. So we do have those barriers against us, but get comfortable and settle in because I'm long-winded, which means this could probably be a long video. Okay, so let's hope this is the setup that we have been missing out on. I'm not really sure, but I went digging for some of my other gizmos and gadgets, and I'm trying to get set up in my new office. That's my goal for 2025, to bring back the quality that I would like, but the struggle's been real. At any rate, let's talk about the meat and potatoes of my planning system for 2024. Okay, so this is my 2024 planner. This is just like a cover page, and then we have the overview page. So this is what all of my planner, what my planner consisted of for 2024: a yearly overview, upcoming plans, vision board, weekly schedule, and then January through December. So this was like a yearly overview, but I had gone through and highlighted some things, like as far as paydays and stuff like that, birthdays and such. But honestly, I never referenced this page after I created it. So this page will not be coming with me to 2025 at all. Similarly, this page will not be coming at all either. This was a page that I created so I could kind of do some pre-planning, tracking things for the next week, the next month, the next quarter, the next year. I was trying to do some pre-planning for birthdays and different events and things. This page will not be coming with me to 2025 either because it served little to no purpose. I'm wondering, do we need to, that's a little bit better. I'm like, do we need to do something else? Okay, that's a little bit better. Not coming with me to 2025, served little to no purpose. This was my vision board, and this page will be coming with me to 2025, except I will not be, the thing is, I do reference this, but I really just kind of create it as a visual guide to my goals for each year. So I don't reference this page a whole lot. I could probably do without it, but I just like having my vision board at the front of my planner. So this will be coming with me to 2025. And honestly, my goals aren't really changing too drastically. So this vision board, just at quick glance, is applicable to 2025, which is probably a problem. That means that I didn't accomplish too many of my goals in 2024. So this could potentially be coming with me. This whole exact vision board could be coming with me, and it's quite simple to do. All I have to do is copy all of this, and then, well, in this case, I could actually just duplicate, but copy all of it, which would be this one, and then I literally could just paste it in my new planner. Next, we have my weekly schedule. This was just basically my ideal schedule, and I did update this like you know, every few months or so, just to kind of see what my ideal schedule would be. It doesn't really change a whole ton from month to month, week to week. So this page isn't coming with me to 2025, but it did exist in 2024, and I did reference it occasionally. Next, we have my January dashboard, and then we have my monthly calendar. So I reference my monthly calendar a whole lot. I always fill out my monthly calendar. I try to plan all the things. I update it as things change, take away canceled plans, move around, reschedule plans, and that's why I love digital planning, because let's say I wanted to move this workout to the 26th, it's just as easy as that, you know? So I simply love digital planning for that reason, which is why I'm a digital planner. I've been joking and saying that all weapons formed against me in December have been fighting real hard to prosper, and I feel like that's the case right now. I keep trying to film this video. Of course, it's December, so delivery people are coming not to my house, but to the surrounding houses, different delivery people, and my dog's going nuts. Anyway, this is the January dashboard. This is where I put some of my goals, or my goals for each month, and my tasks for each month, my monthly tasks. And then at the bottom, I would just plan out different things, put cute little photos, the book covers of books I wanted to read, all of that. Because I do all of my goal planning in Notion and my long-term task planning, this page is kind of irrelevant. It's cool to have it in my digital planner because I am referencing my digital planner almost every day, if not daily, but it really served no real purpose, so this is not coming with me to 2025. Next, we have my January mood board, and for me, I don't know if it's really a mood board. I don't know if I'm using that term correctly. It's kind of just a photo collage for how the month went. So as January progressed, I would just enter in cute little photos and things that reminded me of January or that took place in January. And I love doing this because I'm not huge on taking photos. I just simply forget, and or I feel like I don't know, I've always been a scrapbooker. I like scrapbooking. So to me, this is like digital scrapbooking. So basically for the whole year, I would fill out a mood board. So I would, for the whole month, just kind of add in different photos and graphics that I had saved in my phone for that particular month. So this is just my January mood board, and this will be coming with me to 2025 because I was obsessed. Next up, we have an expense tracker. I know I keep mentioning Notion, but Notion also houses all of our financial information. So there was a time where I was trying to do some expense tracking in this planner, and I made this template, this expense tracking template, after I designed the planner. It was just like an add-on, and I inserted it into January because I was trying to be more cognizant of our shopping budget that we have each month. And shopping isn't for like clothes and shoes and stuff, it's for gas and all kind of stuff. So I was doing this, but I think I only did it in January because I was doing a no or low spend challenge in January. So this page will not be coming with me to 2025 because I do all of our expense tracking in Notion. Oh, let me show you a page that let me slide through here. I want to go to a notes page if I even have one. Okay, here it is. For every month in 2024, I had a notes page. And my idea for this is, if, let's say I was at a conference in February, or let's say June. In June, I'm at a conference, I'm taking notes in my digital planner. Maybe I'm not doing intensive or extensive note taking, so I'm not using one of my other digital notebooks, I'm using the notes page. The purpose of this is so that if ever I wanted to go back and reference any quick note that I took down for, in this case, the conference, I could easily just do so by going to June and then looking at the notes page. The thing is, I was not actually using the notes pages in any of the months all too much. I used this one because I think we were putting together some kind of like obstacle course game activity thing for my nieces, or not my nieces, well, my godchildren, when they were in town for one of my goddaughter's birthdays. That was like our gift to her, so they all could try to compete and get different money. It was just like a fun little thing that we did with the kids. And so I had planned that out in here, but like otherwise I wasn't really using the notes pages that much. And so what I would do is I would literally just delete or move page to trash for all of the months that I didn't actually take any notes. So this will not be coming with me to 2025. Going back to, so the notes page would have been after this page or before this page. Then we have the January reflection, and I am obsessed. This is my idea of journaling. I was writing down my highs, which are very moments that are really fulfilling. I was writing down my lows, my lessons, my favorites, and I was tracking these habits. Love this page, filled it out every month. It is coming with me to 2025 without a shadow of doubt. And then this is just pretty much how the planner went. Like I said, I didn't really use this page to its full capacity. I would fill it out at the end of the month and I would try to reference it. It's just that all of these tasks live in Notion, and I use Notion every single day I look at my Notion. So it was kind of purposeless. This is my mood board for February. As you can see, some months I just simply did not take any photos. Like I hosted Galentine's, but I didn't take any Galentine's photos. I simply just had this graphic, which I projected on the screen, on my TV screen. That's my new favorite thing. I create a graphic for whatever that is related to the event that I'm hosting, and then I project it on my TV screen. It's my new favorite hosting tip or whatever. And so, or like my friend's birthday, I went and decorated her hotel room, but I don't have a photo of us because we went and hung out after I decorated. I don't have a photo of us. So some months I just really truly sucked at taking photos, but it still gives me at least a visual of what was happening in the month. And so just doing a quick flip, March was very green and very fun, as you can see, but I have all of the pages filled out. Oh, we didn't talk about my weekly and my daily pages. For every month, I also had a weekly page. I fill out my weekly planner. I plan for the week each and every week. If there are 52 weeks in 2024, I probably filled out my weekly spread for all 52 weeks. Maybe 51 or 50, but I'm pretty consistent with my weekly planning for sure. So here's the first week in April. I think this is the second week. This is the third week. As you can see, these are different templates. This template is different from this one because I have a plethora of weekly templates that I've designed, and I just kind of pick and choose which one I want to use for the week. I really like this one, but I also really like this one. But anyway, and then I think this is week 4. Oh, and then I guess week 5. That's my mood board for April. Then let me show you a daily page, or let's see what else I have going on. Some months though, I don't actually keep my weekly pages. I will just delete everything that's on the page and then replan on the page for the new week. So like some months I might fill out the weekly spread, and then when it's time for me to plan my new week, I will just clear everything from the page, which is easy. You can come up here and select clear page, and then I would replan. So I wouldn't have multiples of the week, but some months I did apparently. Okay, so here's a daily page. I have a lot of daily templates that I've created as well. If I didn't mention it, I create and design my own digital planners. So I have daily pages. This is an example of one. And the thing is, I oftentimes would not plan my day. The reason why I would not plan my day is because, as you can see, when I'm planning out my week, it is really encompassing. It encompasses all of my plans. So I plan out every day and all the events and happenings, and then I plan out all of my weekly tasks. And so to me, sometimes planning out my day is not necessary. The only time it's necessary is if I'm having a hectic day like such. As you can see, this is a hectic day, pretty hectic day for me. And was this a weekend, I wonder? I don't know what June 8th was, but sometimes on a Saturday, it's a lot going on. And so I like to plan out my day, but I really just didn't plan the day too much. And if I did, I would just insert one of my daily pages. We already talked about the June notes. Let's see, what else? I'm trying to flip through, see if there's anything else that stood out. That's my mood board. And then I also inserted a notes, well, instead of using the notes for actual notes, I actually designed me a mood board for how I wanted my office to look. So this is kind of like what I was thinking for my office. I wanted that little table, that desk, although I have this desk now, so it'll suffice. That sofa, I'm still thinking of getting that sofa. These lamps, I actually just bought this chair, but I bought one with wheels and it's sitting over here. It was delivered last night. And so my husband was at a basketball game. So I'm waiting for him to come home or to find time to put it together. Otherwise, I'm just sitting in my old chair. But yeah, I actually did buy that chair. I just bought it with wheels. The review said it was easy to put it together, so I could consider doing that, but who knows? Anyway, let's keep flipping. This is August. I then decided to start, nope, that's June. I then decided to start putting book covers for books that I wanted to read. So that was a cute thing that I was doing. I was trying to just use this page, but I've decided it's not for me. Here's a week where I just kept erasing the weekly page and planning for the week on the same page. So there's only one weekly page. There are no other weekly pages, and then there are no daily pages because I didn't do any daily planning either. That was fun. August was popping apparently. Let's see September, which was my birthday month. Let's see if it was popping. It was okay. Not as fun as August, it appears, just at quick glance, but it looked like a good time. I will say I then started writing on my photos. I began to kind of do some outlining like this. Let me show you. Let me just go to white. I started doing some like little outlining and some drawing on here and doing some cute little stuff just to kind of make it more personal and add some dimension so it's not as flat. Do I hear a beeping noise? Okay, it went away. I was gonna say, I told you all weapons have been formed against me. October's cute. See, oh, then I started doing my TBR for the month. Not that I would ever read this many books. It was just like a list of potential books that I might read. So I started doing that. What else is in here? Let's see, November. That was just last month. Oh, I did plan one day in November apparently. So there's that. And then we're currently in December. So this is what we are currently looking like. And that will actually be the end of the planner. So this was my 2024 digital planner. Let's talk about my 2025 digital planner since we're already here. Okay, so my 2024 digital planner was probably the best planner I ever created. It was the nicest. It was very nice, and it was not available for download, but my 2025 planner is actually available for download for free. So this is the Simple Planner Volume 5. I call all of my planners Simple Planners. Then we have the vision board. We have the monthly divider. We have the monthly calendar. I got rid of the goals and tasks page, so I added a goals and tasks section to my monthly calendar in the event that I did want to jot down some of my goals and tasks for the month from Notion. I just felt like I would do better to have them on the monthly spread than to have them on a completely different page that I paid little to no attention to. By the way, if you have downloaded this planner and you happen to see any errors that are major, like if I had a misspelling or something, let me know so I can update it. All right, so then we have the weekly spread. So I'm gonna plan out my weeks within these parameters. You can't really see the lines, but they're there. They're just really light. And I have the brightness turned down really low, so you really can't see it, but it does better for my camera when the brightness is low. And then I have my personal tasks. Also can't really see because the brightness, and then work tasks. And then this will be a notes section. So that's gonna be my weekly spread. And if I do want to have multiples, I can just copy the page and then go up here and paste it. And then I'll have two spreads, two weekly spreads. I may do that, or I may just keep planning on the same page each week. I don't know. I don't have any need to kind of keep up with what I was doing from week to week. In fact, sometimes when I plan out my tasks, I'll have all of my tasks planned out for the week, and as I complete them, I'll literally erase them. So instead of checking off the tasks, I literally will just remove them from my to-do list altogether, because I don't need to know what, I don't know. I just simply don't need to know that information. After the task is completed, I don't really care about it. So I'll just erase it instead of marking through it. Instead of doing a check mark, sometimes I will, sometimes I'll mark through it, but sometimes I will simply erase it. It just depends on how I'm feeling. Okay, moving on, we have my daily page. So if I wanna do daily planning, I have this page. I have a notes section and then a tasks section. I really like this planner. It's kind of cute. Yeah, I like it. Then we have my mood board, not going anywhere. I did not label them like I did last year, like weekly overview, daily overview, mood board, because I just felt like I wanted to keep it simple, and that's not necessary. Of course, I have my reflection page, highs, lows, favorites, lessons, and my habits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This time I have space for 11 habits. Typically I was tracking, I think 10 habits. So I just added another space in the event that I have one extra habit that I'm trying to start in 2025. And then that's it, that's the planner. The only thing worth notating is that I do have the notes page, but it is at the back of the planner because I simply just do not believe that I will need the notes pages within the months. I just don't think that that's necessary. So if I want to take notes, I'll come in here. I am going to use a different pencil thickness for this planner. Currently I'm using 0.45 and I've been using 0.45 for my 2024 planner, but that is because the line and the spacing is different for this planner. So I'm gonna go down to, I think I'm gonna go down to, is it 0.1? That might be too small. Let's write today. No, that ain't it. I think I'm gonna go down to maybe like 0.4 to, no, see, you see how thick that is? 0.3 today. I don't like that either. 0.2, maybe I was about there. Probably a little bit smaller. Let's try 0.15. Probably 0.2. 0.2 looks good. I think I am gonna go down to 0.2. Just by the way, if you're using this planner, I feel like that looks good. Let's go try, actually, let's try it out. Let's go to personal and let's say, get ready. Yeah, maybe, I think that'll do. I think that's gonna do. By the way, if you are using this planner, I recommend going up here to the waffle. It's the contents, but some people call it the waffle tool. And then you can just rearrange. I don't know how you're downloading and importing and in what order you're doing that for the different planning pages, but I recommend just coming here and then you can move the pages around. And I did not hyperlink this planner because it is not necessary. You can hyperlink in GoodNotes now, so it is not necessary to do so. So I did not do any hyperlinking. Which reminds me, because I didn't do any hyperlinking, I'm considering making this page, a page like this. Let me show you. A page like this, maybe, just so I can quickly get to, and maybe importing it in between these two pages so I could quickly get to January, February, whatever. But like I mentioned, I literally do not go back and look. Let's say I leave off in my planner on the February reflection. When I open my planner again, this is the page that's gonna pop up and this is the page that I need to be on. I don't need to go back to January. You know, if I'm in November, I don't really need to be looking at January. I don't look at January. So I don't need the hyperlinking and all that. Okay, let's talk about my work planner for 2024. This is the Hemlock and Oak daily planner, which looks so weird on camera. I don't know why it does that, but this is the Hemlock and Oak daily planner. And I work for the public school system. We are highly reliant on Microsoft Outlook. At all of my jobs prior to this one, we were not reliant on any digital system. We use physical planners to keep up with our client appointments and sessions and meetings and all the things. So I'm coming to terms with the fact that so long as I'm working for the public school system, I could probably do without a physical planner, but I haven't fully wrapped my head around that quite yet. So I continue to use a physical planner for work. So this was the daily planner and my first attempt at using such, and she's thick. Look how thick this planner is. I mean, massive, but I loved every bit of it. So let's just flip to a month, making sure there is no confidential information. Does not appear to be any. I kind of do that on purpose. So if my planner ever comes up missing or something, my clients' information, since I'm bound by both HIPAA and FERPA, will not be leaked. So I kind of just use like a key system for me to know what client is what and like certain little information like that. But we're not going to talk about that because that would be giving away that information. So this is May, and up until a couple weeks ago, I used this planner every day that I was at work. I have fallen off as of around Thanksgiving break, and that's because after being off for Thanksgiving break, we come back, we have a few weeks, and then we're off for like 2.5 weeks until the new year. So I have simply just fallen off from using my planner because I have quite literally checked out from work and from my job, and I just show up and do the best that I can, but I simply am not doing too much. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just trying to bide my time until Christmas break, and that's just what it is. So outside of having fallen off about 3 weeks or so ago, I was using my planner regularly. I was planning out my monthly tasks. I was planning out my monthly events and meetings and such. And sometimes I would just plan on, like, this SPED meeting happens like quarterly every few months or so. So I would just I just wrote SPED at 3 on a sticky note because I knew that in a few months, the same meeting would happen again at the same time. And so it just kind of prevented me from having to write it over. So I would do that occasionally. And sometimes I would plan on a sticky note just to kind of add a little pizzazz, just to kind of, break up the monotony of this, because I wasn't using stickers or any kind of colored pens or anything, mainly just using black pen. And sometimes I would add like just something to break it up, just to make it a little more appealing, because again, I find it to be a little boring, just straight up white and black. This is how I was using the monthly calendar. This was one of the we had to complete our end of the year checklist because the end of school was on the 31st. So we had to complete it the week before. And so it was a number of things that each person was supposed to do. And I just kind of wrote down the things that I had to do just to kind of end out the year. So I put all the little to-dos on this page. So that was like a fun little thing that I did. But otherwise, very functional, very practical, not fun, not too much fun in this planner, not too cute. I reserved that for digital planning. This planner did not have a weekly section, although I do have weekly sticky notes that came with this planner, or I think I bought them. Maybe I got them for free. It's just like a weekly overview. Maybe I'll find one in here, but it's a sticky note that looks like this, and it has Monday through Sunday. And so like 1 or 2 times I would use that to plan out the week if it was really hectic, but otherwise I didn't use those sticky notes, and there was nowhere for me to plan my week specifically, which was okay. Because again, I have the Microsoft Outlook and I have this. And so this is an example of a daily. This is one of the daily pages where it wasn't a lot going on. It was pretty simple, but there were some days where I had a lot of to-dos. Trying to find one. I did not use this planner on the weekends or in the summer, obviously, because I would be off of work. I'm trying to find a day that's more hectic. It wouldn't be around closer to the end of the school year, because again, I start tapping out when I have an extended break coming up. Don't expect too much out of me. This one is a little bit more hectic. Oh, this was like our first week back to school, or something. So I had a lot to do, like getting my badge activated at some schools and trying out the new electronic record system we were going to be using. So this day here, I had much to do, but that's just kind of how I use the daily. I would normally try to pick a new highlighter color to use every few weeks or so, again, just to kind of add some pizzazz to the planner to make it a little fun. But otherwise, very functional. And this planner repeats itself. It has all the months of the year from January to December, and then a daily page for every single day. But when I wasn't at work, then I did not plan at all in this planner because I only whip it out at work. So I probably didn't use half of the pages in here because I am a contract employee. I only work about half the days of the year. You know, there are 365 days in the year. I only work about half of those. So I only use this about half of the time. So this was my work planner for 2024. I will be taking with me a work planner into 2025, and it's actually quite similar. This is the Hemlock and Oak weekly planner, which I have never tried. I decided I didn't want to be bothered with that big thick planner, and you know, there were some days I wasn't using it, and then I realized I only work half the days of the year, and there were many days that I didn't use the planner, and so I decided I wasn't going to be using that planner because it kind of felt a little bit like a waste. So I'm going to be using the weekly planner. So this planner is pretty much exactly the same-ish, kinda, sorta, in a lot of ways. Let's kind of talk about how I'm not going to use all that stuff. I am going to fill out my monthly tasks and also my monthly events and things of the sort here on the monthly page. And here's the difference. The difference is I might plan out my weekly tasks over here, but for the most part, instead of having one whole page dedicated to each day, I am going to just make everything work in this column. So whereas in that planner, I would have planned all of my daily tasks in the right column, and then all of my events and meetings and such in the left column. In this planner, I'm going to plan out my day by the hour like I did in my previous planner. And then I'm just going to use these lines down here, this section down here, to plan out all of my little tasks. So I'm just going to use this section down here for my tasks. If I do have a weekly task, just something that I want to get done in the week and I don't know, which day specifically, I might write that over here, but for the most part, when I get to work each day, I'm gonna plan out or before I leave work. But the thing is, the days vary so much if you work in the public school system. Lots of cancellations. I'm on the crisis support team, so I might think I'm going to a couple of schools one day and then I'm reporting to a school not even in my zone because there's a crisis, and then I have to move everything from that day to another day or something like that. So I consider planning before I leave work, but then I just think that that's too risky. So what I'm probably gonna do is when I get to work, plan out my day by the hour and then write in my tasks. And then of course, if tasks come up throughout the day, I can just add them here. If there are any specific, like if I know if I'm going to a school on Friday and I wanna follow up with a principal or teacher or something, I can just go ahead and put that over here. And if it's really important, I was thinking I can actually put it up here at the top just so it stands out. So that's how I'm gonna use this. It seems and appears as though I can do the exact same thing just with less pages. And this sits better with my spirit too, because yeah, there are weeks and months where I'm out of school, but for the most part, normally we're off, let's go to Martin Luther King Day as an example, which would be this day. So yes, I'm off MLK Day, but I'll be at work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I won't be at work on Saturday and Sunday, but it just seems like I'll be wasting less paper in my head. And so to me, this makes the most sense. So that's how this planner is set up. There's also an overview, which I probably won't pay any attention to this, but less pages for me to waste. I can get the same thing. I'll be able to plan pretty much the same way. And I just feel like this makes more sense. Much lighter, and since I carry this with me in my backpack everywhere I go, hopefully it will be, you know, not as harsh or not as, you know, not as much to tote around, let's just say. Okay, the final planner that I used for 2024 was this little Bloom daily planner. So I'm in a planner and crafter group here where I live, and I had gone to one of our planner meetups, and I was going through D-Stash, which is just a compilation of supplies, planner supplies, and crafting supplies that people don't want, so they bring them there so that people can get them if they want to, and it's free. Normally you put stuff in and you take stuff out, or you take something 1 month and then maybe you have something you don't want or need in the next month. So if you go to the next event, then you can put it in the D-Stash. The D-Stash literally goes from event to event to event. I guess one day somebody might take a bunch of the stuff and we won't have a D-Stash anymore, but I doubt it. D-Stash has been around for forever. So anyway, I was looking through D-Stash at the end of the event because I normally don't go to D-Stash on purpose. And I saw this little planner and I said, you know what? I want to try it. So it was circa July when I decided I was going to start using this planner. And I had it in my head that this was gonna be like a purse planner. So I don't know what my real plan, what I was really getting at with this planner. I just thought I was basically gonna use it as a notebook. I was gonna use it as a notebook to jot down any random like little notes and stuff instead of trying to rummage through my phone or through my iPad to take note of something or add some kind of task. So it was going to be a notebook, but not only was it going to be a notebook, I was also going to write some plans in it. And so that's what I was doing. So here's July, and let me just show you like the first week that I used it. I wrote down my top priorities, and then I kind of just did daily planning in this little planner. So instead of doing any kind of daily planning in my digital planner, I was doing some daily planning here. And honestly, this was actually great. Like, I don't regret having done, look at all this. I don't regret having done this. What I would do is at the beginning of the week, or I think I would do this like a month at a time. I would just come in here and do all my dots at once so I wouldn't have to worry about it, you know, as the week went on or whatever. And I would just write in my little plans, and I would pre-plan. So let's say we were in July and I had something I wanted to do in August. I would go ahead and write it in, and I would, you know, just do my pre-planning in here. And oh, here's an example of the little sticky note that I was talking about with hemlock and oak for weekly planning, since it didn't come with any weekly planning pages. So I would use these in here actually occasionally. But yeah, if my week was hectic, I would use this as like a daily planner. It's kind of chaotic, but it worked. Here's August, another weekly page. I would do that occasionally. Who knows what I'm showing y'all, and I'm not gonna blur anything out because I just can't be bothered with looking that hard when I'm editing this. But yeah, that's what I was doing in this planner. I was sick all that week, you know. That was my birthday week, and I was using a different highlighter. I was I started trying out different highlighters, but I was mainly using this little green one because it matched perfectly. Like, that comes with the planner, and that highlighter had matched that perfectly. So I was using that same highlight. But yeah, I started experimenting with other colors and whatnot. So that's what I did. And I think until September, and then I fell off. I had planned out October. I had planned some stuff in November. Let's see what December had. Line dancing. Let's see what's happening. That's still happening. Oh, my friend, you know what? My friend was I need to text her. She said she was having a bookish brunch on December the 7th. She said that so many months ago. So now I'm going to text her and ask her why she's not having her bookish brunch, nor is she having this sip and read. I'm gonna say, I had written these in my planner months ago. What happened? I'm just picking with her. But that's what I was using this for. I was doing like pre-planning. I was writing in tentative plans. This was used with a pencil. Let's see what all is still applicable. We're not doing line dancing, I don't think, in December. My license does expire, my social work license, on the 31st. We do have these credit card bills still due, although there's no balance on that one. That's our monthly one, so we pay that off every month, and there's a balance on that one, I think, still. That's my business credit card. Anyway, what's that? Oh, that's still a thing. That's still a thing. Okay, so even though I planned this out months ago, some of these are still applicable. But yeah, that's what I was doing. This planner ended in December anyway. Here's the sticky pad, actually. So I wasn't highly committed to using this. I knew that it was going to end shortly after. Let's see, I started in July, August, September, October. I knew I was going to only attempt to use it for 5 months anyway. But yeah, I fell off about September. I think the last time that I got sick, I called it quits. But yeah, that's what I was doing in this little planner. And yeah, I think I fell off in September. So here's the thing. I may use something like this still in 2025. AMW sent me their weekly planner. It's undated, which means I can use it whenever. And honestly, it's really comparable to that little planner I just showed you. And let me show you what it looks like. I already did a flip through of this on my page, but there's a year at a glance page, or on my channel, there's a year at a glance page, yearly overview for like quarterly planning, which is cute. There's goal planning, monthly review, but I wasn't gonna be too pressed about any of that, but rather, this is the monthly calendar. It's split up into two, which I don't really like, but I see the point. Like, you could plan, I don't know, like your stuff up at the top, and then your kids stuff, or your work stuff, and then your personal stuff, or what have you. So it looks kind of weird, but that's what that's supposed to be. And then there's all the months together, and then we have the weekly. So again, very comparable to the planner that I just showed you. So Monday through Sunday for weekly planning, and then you have this grid paper where you can kind of do whatever you want, any kind of notes or what have you over here. So very similar. So I was thinking, if I did want to use a physical planner for personal related things, or just keep a notebook in my purse, a notebook / planner in my purse for 2025, I might whip out this. But I am not going into 2025 acting like I'm about to use this, because I'm not. I might whip it out if life is coming at me fast, if it's getting hectic, if I'm bored with my digital planner or something. But for the most part, I am going in with the expectation that I am going to use my 2025 Simple Planner Volume 5 and my Hemlock and Oak Weekly Planner. So anyway, that, like I've been talking for at least an hour. Editing Shay is gonna have fun editing this video. Anyway, that's it for this video. Here are all of my planners. I am still keeping these two out because, like, in theory, I'm still using them. I have these set aside in my box that I'm gonna whip those out probably at the end of this month, and the weekly planner anyway, and start trying to prep it for 2025. I will have a first day in my new planners video, I think, again, like I did in 2024. I think I'll have that be released at the beginning of January, so be on the lookout for that. But otherwise, of course, for the month of December, we'll continue to talk all things planning and budgeting and just getting organized and prepped for the new year. So let me know your thoughts. What planners are you using for 2025? Let me know those down in the comment section. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like. Subscribe if you're new, and if you're liking what you're seeing. And I will catch you guys right back here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye, guys.